Welcome, everybody. I'm Love Coach Scott Catamas, and tonight is the 75th edition of Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe. So welcome. It's great to have you with us, and we have a very, very special show planned for tonight. I want to welcome those of you who are watching on Facebook and on the YouTube channels, all of you watching on Unify. And I want to invite you to come on into our Zoom room. There's still lots and lots of time. We're just starting the show. And by coming into the Zoom room, it gives you a lot of opportunity. It's more easy to chat with our amazing presenters and performers, with Deborah and myself. Also, we get your email address that way. And that way you can get an email with the replay for tonight's show and access to the 74 previous shows that we've done. And we also send out special announcements and special events to the people that are on our email list. The email list stays with us. It doesn't go to anyone else, but it's a great way of really connecting more deeply into who we are, the Global Peace Tribe. And if you're watching this, you are part of the Global Peace Tribe. You no doubt are somebody who's seeking inspiration, who is awakening your consciousness. And that's what tonight is all about. It's all about what's possible for the human species. And I'm so excited to share the wisdom keepers that are with us tonight with all of you. But please come on in and join us. It's easy. Go to globalpeacetribe.com. Go to globalpeacetribe.com. It takes about a minute to register, and that way you can come right on into the Zoom room right away. And welcome to all of our broadcast partners. Really appreciating each and every one of you, and welcome to everybody watching. Finally, I want to acknowledge those of you watching the replay. More and more thousands of people are watching our replays. We do show up on YouTube. We have a very elaborate YouTube channel. It's just Saturday Night Alive for the Global Peace Tribe. You can find us on YouTube. And soon we're going to be building a very elaborate and beautiful website. So perhaps you're watching this show a week from now, a year from now. Perhaps you're some extraterrestrial explorer wanting to discover what took place in 2021 that changed the world, and you've tuned into this show. Whenever you're watching, welcome. It's good to have you with us. And it's also good to have my producing partner, Deborah Giusti. She's back from her travels. Well, actually, we're on a travel together to Ashland, Oregon. But to tell you more about the show and introduce our presenters, here's Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. And welcome, everyone, with so much heart to what Scott said is our 75th show that we produced since the lockdown, April 2020. And this is the first month of our season 6 incredible mix. This is the last month we'll be doing it, and then we'll be going into a new season. And I want to thank you for all the donations you've given us. We produce this show for free. So when you sign us and you ping us a donation, it really helps us to produce a quality show for you every single week. And I want to thank you too for donating to all the organizations and the people that we broadcast who are in need now, because this is the power of community and another way that we can really be benefit to each other. And this, again, is going to be an amazing show. Our theme is experiencing the sacred alchemy of the divine human of the new earth. And we can all acknowledge that we are in extraordinary times. And it looks like a lot of chaos and confusion in the external world, but always with challenges. If you're open to it, there's a lot of possibility for immense grace that can come into our world, and especially in our personal lives. Diamonds are created by immense pressure and steel from extreme heat. So we align that humanity now has the opportunity to respond to the challenges and shift to another level of consciousness that will allow us to rightfully become stewards and caretakers of this precious earth and actually create heaven on earth now in our consciousness and in our physical reality. And for tonight's show, we are so excited to be collaborating with the production of the show with the twin rays, Shekinah and Sananda. And Scott and I have witnessed, are already living moment to moment in a golden age. We feel like they represent the future of the new divine human. And tonight they're going to be sharing their wisdom and tools for sacred alchemy, pathways to ascension, and evolving the human experience to be truly heaven on earth. And like with all high principles of manifestation, it's an inside job. As above, so below. So we would like to offer to you, the Global Peace Tribe, the opportunity to co-create the new earth together, so we can experience the alchemy within and together create the golden age. And along with the twin rays, we have other amazing presenters that we've chosen here to be with you, entertainers and musicians that all stand for cultivating the power of sacred alchemy. And I'd like to present them to you now. I'd like to honor again Shakina and Sananda. They are founders of Twin Ray. They are here to bring forth wisdom teachings from ancient spiritual science that prepares the body to harness enlightenment and liberation. So happy to have you with us, Shakina and Sananda. We will also have Meg Benedicte with us tonight. Yay, Meg. She is one of my primary ascension teachers. She's a quantum healer, author, educator. She's the creator of quantum access modality. She taps into ancient mystery school knowledge. She channels Metatron and the technology that enhances soul purpose, passion, and embodiment. So glad to have you with us, Meg. And we also have William Henry. He is an investigative mythologist. He's the author of 19 books. He's featured presenter on 11 seasons of the global hit History Channel, Ancient Aliens. He also has a show on Gaia TV, Ascension Mysteries. Hello, William.
Good evening. Thank you.
And we have Scott Werner with us. He has lectured extensively to groups across the United States. He's very experienced in DNA activation and very connected with Saint Germain, who's definitely here on the planet for the ascension. Welcome, Scott.
Thank you for having me tonight. Appreciate all of you.
Wonderful. And we're so happy to have Robert Haig Coxon. He is an internationally known musician, known for his powerful, relaxing, meditative music. He is known as traveling with Cryon for many, many years and being the music that shares those incredible experiences with Cryon. We're very happy to have him. And we have again one of our favorite musicians, Johanna One-Heart Beekman. She is a recording artist. She has toured many festivals. She is also a yoga teacher. And what I love about her is her music definitely opens up the heart, which is definitely the basis of any evolution and ascension process. So we're so happy to have you back again, Johanna. And we've invited again one of our favorite magicians, Sean Jay. He's seen on Fox, ABC, NBC, Masters of Illusion, the CW Network, and he is going to demonstrate the magic that can really happen in the alchemy of the soul through real magic. So we're happy to see that tonight. And our green love tonight will go to Kitty Wells. Kitty Wells is a longtime, very passionate and productive community leader in Northern California. And she discovered recently she now has a very aggressive stage 3 uterine cancer. And tonight we are going to use the power of community to all ping her green love, so that she can use that for her healing. She is so dedicated to stay with us and continue to her leadership. All she needs is additional green love so that she can have the money to have her alternative treatment that is available for her now. She is ready to battle the cancer beast. We'll hear more about that later.
Thank you.
And now I'd like to introduce our collaborative co-host, Shakina and Sananda, just to share a little bit more about the theme and how we came up with the theme. And again, together they are twin rays, and they combine their wisdom, and they've created a modern day spiritual academy for all beings whose souls are looking to demystify, embody God, and deepen their heart's connection to source, and are called for the great awakening. And they are really living their practice, and every moment is my experience. It's so beautiful to be with you and experience your home temple, experience your wisdom, your teachings, and your love, the love that permeates between you and for everything in your field. So please share a little bit more about our theme and what that really means and how we came up with that.
Yes, thank you, beloved Deborah, and it's wonderful to be here with you all tonight. So experiencing the sacred alchemy of the new divine human for the golden age, the new earth. We want to really emphasize that that divine human is already within you. You already are that. Now there's activation and a process that one will all go through their own initiations. But essentially, the very creation of the beautiful human template is truly divine. It's about remembering that. It's about alchemizing that. And
you know, we wanted to speak into sort of the parallel realities that are available. In the 1950s, Hugh Everett, a US physicist, really posited this parallel world theory. And we want to play with that today because we believe and we know that you are already a divine human somewhere in some reality. And we want to open that up today. We want to really bring you into that. What would that feel like if you were really living what we call a sattvic life, which means a life where there's no friction and no rubs and no push-pull of experience. So we're going to play with that in a bit.
yeah, and understanding what divine means. If we look at the etymology of divine, what is divine? It's to shine. It's to shine your light. It's to embody the true light of your soul, the true light of spirit, and manifest that into your reality. And when the world is going through its rebirthing, it can seem like chaos. But just as a mother gives birth to a child, it seems like there's chaos. It seems like there's intense pain, there's intense energy. But then there's a new creation that is birthed. And this new creation is the birthing of each divine human within each of your hearts, within each of your own consciousness. And then the new earth is the manifestation of that. As you project that light, as you embody and radiate that light, you experience a new earth. And this sacred alchemy, we'll go on into deeper later in the show, but it's actually a physical, tangible, alchemical biochemistry that is actually alchemized within the physical instruments that helps this process of ascension where your genetics change. The very biochemistry is changed. The matrix changes that function. And we want to lead this show to help this process together so we can really tap into the multiverse where there is already the future self. Each one of you, your future self, that's the embodiment of your own divinity, an embodiment of the true luminosity of spirit that's free from all suffering, that it only sees truth, it only knows love, and has the wisdom of the universe at your disposal.
So imagine now that the entire collective, just as it is in this very moment, was lifted, completely lifted into another matter world, a world where all of the suffering that's being experienced right now has already been transcended. The lessons have already been learned. Humanity has already gone through into the next root race, a race where there is no disease of the physical body, a race where there's true unity and compassion, and humankind has returned to that kindness, to that space in the heart. Imagine a world that you're living in, where you have been again lifted out of your reality.
So take your attention inwardly for a moment, just so we can set this container, this global co-creative container, so we can manifest this together and start this show really at the seat of your heart. So just bring your attention inwardly and take a deep breath into the center of your heart. Take the elevator down from the head. Just imagine yourself dropping in to the center of your heart.
And make the choice right now to leave all behind you.
Yeah. Release your day,
Release your day.
all the conversations, all the thoughts that you had through this day and through this week. Let all that tension release from your body and just surrender to this moment. This is the only moment that you'll ever have.
It's the only one you'll ever need.
And just breathe into this moment. Bring your awareness into the center of your heart. Allow yourself to witness a spark, a divine spark of light, that divine spark of creation that initiated the beating, the breathing, the very life force that allows you to live. Just acknowledging that life force, that luminous space within your heart. And if you can't see it, just allow yourself to feel it.
What would it feel like if you could?
Yeah, just really allow yourself to drop into that space. And allow that light to grow and expand and breathe into that. Allowing yourself to witness an expansion of that spark to become a flame. That flame to become a fire. And allow that to expand through your chest, through your arms, through your legs, through your neck, through your entire body. All your cells are blazing this light. And from this space, allow yourself to see the light that you are blazing connect to the entire unified field of all of humanity on this planet, this beautiful, crystalline planet known as Gaia, Mother Earth. And you see this brilliance. Everything is perfect, whole, and complete, this perfection. Allow yourself to feel that expansive nature. Allow yourself to call in your future divine self. Your divine self, to see it, to see humanity with it. Allow yourself to see the future earth. Allow yourselves to recognize it's already done. You just came to witness and play your role. And you play your role by finding your bliss, finding your joy, finding your happiness, and expressing that in all moments, even in the darkest moments. That's when you are given the initiation to be fearless and love the most. From this expanded state, this state of radiance, call in now, the center of your heart, the alchemy to activate and experience the aliveness, the freedom of your own divine self, and see that project a new world, whole, perfect, and beautiful, and radiant.
Imagine now that you are already living as the new divine human, as the species of Homo luminous. And you are radiant, and every single cell is vibrating with that radiance and frequating at the level of absolute divine perfection. Feel every single cell within you as it activates with that light, a light that blazes, a light, a fire that does not burn but transmutes. Ignite, ignite, ignite that essential soul spirit within you, and feel what it would feel like.
See and perceive.
With all of your senses now, activate, begin the activation sequence of all of your senses.
Allow your spine to become straight and your power column to attract the energy necessary to magnetize that future self into the present self as you are your divine self.
How would you interface with the world? How would you wake up every single morning if this grand miracle happened? How would your life be infused with this light, this plasma, the crystalline frequency that is coming not only into this earth, but through the solar system from the high heart of the universe? Connect now to that high heart of the universe and feel all of the codex that is being brought through, and bring it now into your center column of light with all of your force and all of your will as you soften and surrender into the beauty and the grace that is present in the new divine human.
Living in the new earth, and so it is. Take a deep breath in. Allow yourself to bring that energy, that divine power back into this moment, and to receive all the beautiful gifts and tools from all the beautiful luminaries and great artists that are here to share their radiance, to expand your radiance, to co-create a radiant world. Blessed be.
Blessed be.
So much. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So beautiful to have you with us, and it's just probably. I knew that it would be important for us to have the right musical artist to follow up the meditation. And so we were very grateful that Johanna One Heart is here with us and able to add her wisdom, add her musical magic. She's one of our favorite musical artists. She takes people so deep. And I'll tell you all about her a little bit later on. I want to just let her keep us in the state that we're in and take us into her musical piece.
Called The Light Inside, from an album called Heartbeats One. It's a chant in Gurmukhi, the sacred language of the Sikh tradition. So, Pavan Guru, it's a chant to the breath and the divine that lives within. His heart is open wide, and no universe lives inside. His heart is open wide, and no universe lives inside. His heart is open, heart is open wide. Just breathe. Just breathe.
Thank you so much, Johanna. You know, I want to always encourage people to support our musical artists. And Johanna is obviously just an exquisite artist who normally is touring major festivals and venues. But of course, in this time of COVID, so many of those opportunities to play in her normal situations aren't available. So it's really important for us to support our musical artists at this time. They're going through a really tough time. And Johanna is one of those people who keeps herself very busy providing all of us with wonderful things, including her lullaby yoga project. And of course, you can learn more about her by going to Johanna Sings, as you can see. But I'm also going to bring up onto camera her new website. And Johanna, tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, so during last year's pandemic stay-at-home moment, I was spending a lot of time recording videos and teaching lullaby yoga and Free Your Soul's Voice from home and doing a lot live in person. And I realized so many people needed to be able to do it when they wanted to do it. And so I recorded this program of lullaby yoga. It healed me after I was hit by a drunk driver. I could not move, and I chanted in restorative yoga poses until I was healed. And so the doctors had said I wasn't going to practice yoga at all anymore, let alone be touring yoga festivals nonstop for the last 7 years until the pandemic hit, and using my body in all of the ways that I had used it before. And this spiritual practice of sacred singing combined with sacred movement that anyone can do in your bed, in your living room, on your couch with cushions. It's just a delicious way to unpack our nervous systems together. And I sing sacred songs like I just sang to you while you dissolve into your most divine self. And so it's called Lullaby Yoga, 5 days to come home to you. You can go to johannasings.com. That's JOHANNASINGS.com/5 days. 5 days. And you're going to be able to, actually the last page you were at was it, but this is johannasings.com, and there's lots of lovely things. But one step away from that is Lullaby Yoga, 5 days to come home to you. So you just go /5 at the end of that. And you can sign up. It's discounted. It's normally $150 for a program like this. You can do this at home at your leisure. And I'm going to be gifting all of you. I have not released this yet, but we have it live right now because we wanted to make it available for Saturday Night Alivers. And so $49 gets you the whole package to be able to practice at home. But not only that is, if you sign up and say that you signed up because of Saturday Night Live, we'll send you the album that Lullaby Yoga can be done to. So you can actually develop your own restorative yoga practice to my album, Beyond Love, Soothing Songs for the Soul, with sacred chants from all cultures, not all cultures, but many devotional chants in sacred languages to reset yourself just while you're cooking dinner or driving in traffic is really great. So anyone can go to Spotify and follow me. Right now, my name is Johanna One Heart. I just got a little bit of, I'm working on a very nice deal to re-release my material under Beekman yet again. So I changed my name. Changing my name back is a little explanation. So I will be Johanna Beekman on Spotify soon again, but I am still Johanna One Heart. So Johanna One Heart Beekman for now will work so we can remember who I am. Thank you so much, Scott.
Thank you, Johanna. And we're looking forward to
Deborah.
seeing you towards the end of the show.
Yeah, and thank you, Twin Rays. That was such a beautiful meditation to serve the music and vice versa. So bless you. I'm sad that I got smoked out of coming to be with you in person, but we'll do it sometime, I hope.
Well, we are here and we embrace you absolutely anytime. And you're such a beautiful songstress, and we know all of that music so much, and it's very, very deep into the soul. So
Yeah, so thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bless you. I'll be in Ashland soon. I live in Oregon and Topanga Canyon, so I'll come through. You'll see me. It's on my route. Bless you.
Bless you.
Take it away, Deborah.
Yes, thank you, Scott. And now we come to a very special part of our show, because this is one of the ways that we started Saturday Night Alive, is really gifting back to community. And this is the power of community. We can do so much together. And that's especially in helping people in our community, in our global peace tribe that need the help. Because with our green love, with our prayers, with our support, we can support people and organizations that are having a hard time, that are not as strong as they typically are. With our love and support, magic can happen. And so that's what this is. And I want to bring on Kitty Wells, because we've chosen her to be the recipient of our green love tonight, as well as our prayers. Kitty is an amazing friend of probably 25 years, but she is a community leader and a force of nature. She has led community. She's done amazing activations and installations at Burning Man as the WOW Camp. And she's always on the forefront of bringing community together, sharing love. She has a business called Spice Farm, where she's giving us healing elixirs. And in 2020, like happens to some of us, our friends, our family, all of a sudden she was rushed to the hospital and she found out she had an unusual aggressive stage 3 uterine cancer. And so, as with any one of us or any one of our family, that directs you into a whole other life path of what do you do to conquer that. And Kitty is an amazing, passionate being of life. She loves life and she is a fighter. So she did not step back and say, this is going to overtake me. She went full steam ahead. And she did get some conventional treatment and chemoradiation, but she's got a whole host of natural treatments to reduce the side effects of toxicity as well as bring her to healing. But these treatments do cost green money. And that's why we're here tonight, to use the power of community to give her the green love. So anything $5, $10, $100, $500, all this will make a huge difference in her life. And we've done this for individuals as well as organizations. And it's amazing what we can do right now. And I just want to give Kitty some voice and share whatever you'd like to share about your journey that life has put you on at this point. Yeah.
We just need you to unmute, Kitty. It's the lower left-hand corner.
Yeah, lower left.
Sorry. Okay, there we go. Thank you so much, Deborah. Thank you so much. And, you know, this community means so much to me that first, I want to thank the Twin Flames for that incredible meditation and Joanna for that beautiful music. I'm going to be listening to the recording of this show over and over to hear that meditation. It is so right on to the healing journey and this journey of transformation. And, you know, looking back, I was actually on the very first show here of Saturday Night Live playing crystal bowls, and it started as a fundraiser for our dear brother Fantuzzi. And I actually never imagined in a million years that I would be sitting in this seat of honor, which as the fundraiser recipient, it kind of blows my mind. It's a big circle that's come back around. And yeah, as Deborah said, I got this diagnosis out of the blue for an aggressive, very unusual stage 3 uterine cancer. And after I did the first round of treatments, I found out chemo, radiation, and holistic treatments didn't even stop it. It turned to stage 4 by May. And that's when I really just humbled myself and asked for help. And I'm so grateful and so appreciative. My community sent me to Tijuana for one of the most advanced natural immunotherapy courses. And that really helped repair some of the damage from the previous treatments. And it restored a lot of vitality, but it didn't stop the cancer. So I have since then researched. I found more treatments. I'm not giving up. And this is a very formidable beast. But I'm not giving up. And I really do believe it is tapping into that divine source that all healing comes from. And this community is all about divine source. I so appreciate it. And I so appreciate all the donations and also the prayers and the love, because healing is love. And healing comes about through prayers. And that's the beauty of this community. I just want to say how much I appreciate everyone, every prayer, every donation. And I want to be here for a long time, and I want to help other people through this, because I've learned so much about the pitfalls of the natural side and of the conventional side, and really bringing in the meditation and the music, I think is so important as well. And I look forward to creating beautiful works of art to help people heal through a journey like this. So thank you very much. Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, everyone. I'm just so appreciative, so much gratitude, and so much love.
Yes, we give you so much love, Kitty. And here's the easy way to donate. Yeah, this is the QR code. You can just put your phone up there, right to your computer, your screen, whatever. And it will take you right to Kitty's GoFundMe. And anything helps, $5, $10, 20, 100, 500. This will really give her some juju to go forward with her treatments. And as she said, she's going to be a teacher. She is not going to just take this and go on with life. She's going to take what she's learned here and give it to other people, because that's the kind of person she is. So please be generous and give to her. This link will always also be in the email, in the replay email that you'll get on Monday. So if you're not able to donate tonight, look for that on Monday with the replay, and you can donate then. And thank you so much.
And I really want to encourage people, donate now. Don't wait until Monday. Let's, it's so easy. Just get your camera, your cell phone, turn it to camera, put it up, go towards that little dinosaur in the middle, and boom, you'll see right up at the top where it lets you know how to open up to Kitty's GoFundMe. And even if you only donate $1 or $5, it means so much to see all the people who care, who take the time to contribute. And we all can afford to put something in. All of us can afford to do that. So please, right now, let's not wait. Because you know how it is. We really think we're going to do it. And then life comes in and we get busy. So I will go in and I will thank the people. I love doing this. Later on tonight, I'll thank the people who've donated. And you can donate anonymously if you want to. But if you donate with your name, I will give thanks a little bit later on the show. So please come on in. Let's all support Kitty, because that's what this is all about. We are the Global Peace Tribe, and we are here to support each other. And Kitty, you are such an inspiration to us. Absolutely love you so very, very, very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This community, there's nothing like this community anywhere in the world, but it's all over the world. And that's the really good part.
We are the Global Peace Tribe. Absolutely.
That's right. That's right.
You know, a wonderful part of this community is Jay Mayer. And Jay creates these wonderful videos for us. Oftentimes he does it with his partner, Jan. And one of the things that's become, there's Jay, put the spotlight on him. And one of the things that's become one of our favorite parts of Saturday Night Live are the wisdom jewels. And so thank you, Jay. Thank you, Jan, wherever you might be, for creating tonight's wisdom jewels. And let's take a look at what you got for us. Great. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Light Touch. And now to introduce our next presenter, here's Deborah.
Thank you, Scott. And I'm going to be able to introduce another top ascension teacher. Scott Warner was born with the gift of higher dimensional sight, which means he can tune into someone and he not only sees them at the physical level, but he also sees them at the multidimensional level. He's had 2 near-death experiences when he was young, the first time at 13, another at age 20. And each time he came back into consciousness, he returned with the inner role that this life that he was coming back to, he was here to assist the healing of humanity. And his gifts were here to enhance the degree that he intuitively sees in the body. And then at the age of 29, he was diagnosed with malignant melanoma. And he went through an incredible process of healing himself. So he's been through a lot of life adventures. And through that, he's developed a very strong connection with Saint Germain as one of his master teachers, as well as a lot of master teachers. And I really love him because he's really mastered the understanding of DNA activation, which is a part of the ascension process that's happening now. So we invited him on to share his wisdom and his knowledge and his light and his love and his bright, happy spirit, which I also love. So welcome, Scott.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate all of you. And, you know, if we didn't have people listen to us, we wouldn't be able to teach anything. So I'm very grateful you're all here tonight. And wow, you know, Kitty, I tell you, I just love you and I'm sending lots of love. And money is energy, but when you send that money, send love with it. So, you know, just know that love heals everything. And, you know, when I believe it or not, I had stage 4 malignant melanoma. I was told I'd be dead in 2 months. And I went home. I didn't believe the doctors, and I was one. And I knew the consequences of having stage 4 malignant melanoma. And not believing in that diagnosis was part of my healing, because I went home and I prayed to God, I don't want to die from this. I need to know what I need to do. And I heard the name Hulda Clark. I went to my work the next day. There was an article from a Dr. Hulda Clark out of Chicago, Illinois, who wrote about how parasites, fungus, virus, and toxins and radiation cause cancer. And so I went to work, you know, and read that article. I called the number, and lo and behold, she told me how to cure my cancer. So there are people out there with the answers. We just have to ask the questions. And after that, you know, I wanted to learn more about these herbs that healed me, because instead of being dead in 2 months, my cancer was cured and I didn't have any tumors anymore. They were gone. And so I am a miracle. And I love miracles because once you've experienced miracles, you want others to experience miracles. And so I started using the same stuff that cured me on other people, and all the OBs. You know, I was an obstetrician gynecologist. I'd tell them about what I had found. And the herbs actually helped women get over endometriosis, ovarian cysts, ovarian cancer, uterine cancer. And so it was very exciting to be in this field and healing people, actually treating core causes of disease rather than just trying to remove the diseased organs or lymphatics or whatever. So it was quite an education. Now, I went around teaching people to avoid toxins, avoid herbicides, pesticides, chemicals, heavy metals, all these things. But I got to the point where I was going, Maharishi came in, floating in. He says, go to Fairfield, Iowa, and detox my people. I came to find out all southeastern Iowa was filled with these farms where they were experimenting with chemicals and toxins and different things, and, you know, genetically modified foods. And these were getting into the water and the air and everything else. And so I went to Fairfield, Iowa to detox the people. and we started getting everybody well. But then 3 years later, Monsanto taught to put 20 to 30 times the amount of glyphosate on the harvest to desiccate it faster. And the people started getting toxic and sick again, getting Parkinson's and different neurologic diseases, different nervous system disorders, all kinds of things. And I had the question, what do we do? All the people were asking, what do we do, Scott? And I said, I don't know, but I think it will involve, we need to evolve. And I didn't know, I actually had the answer to their question, but I didn't know the method. And so I prayed and prayed and prayed for 6 months for an answer. I ended up going to Mount Shasta. And you know, miracles happen when you go to these sacred mountains. It's beautiful. And after the visit to Mount Shasta and giving a lecture up there, I was on my way home still praying, and got to Reno, Nevada on the way home to Utah. And I fell asleep praying. And at 2:22, I woke up in the morning and got back into bed because I fell asleep praying on the edge of the bed. And all of a sudden, this violet energy started entering the room. And it was like, wow. And then this white light opened up and a man came walking through and he wiggled my big toe and he says, I am Saint Germain, Scott Werner, and I've come to you with an answer. And his answer was, we need to upgrade our DNA back to what we had originally as humans of 24 strands of DNA. Now, I was also not just a obstetrician gynecologist, delivered thousands of babies, but I was a geneticist. I actually took people and I would help them to know what to do when they had a genetically defective baby. And I would teach them, play happier music, have happier thoughts, do positive things, talk to your baby, and send love to your baby. And it was interesting, of all the women I did the prenatal on and the ones that I talked to who had genetic disorders, if they followed that advice, the babies were born perfect. And they would retest the genetics and the genetic problems were gone. And so when I talked to Bruce Lipton about this, he says, oh, Scott, you were just practicing the biology of belief. He was so dang funny about it. And I was lucky enough to meet David Hawkins, who taught me about the map of consciousness and all of the vibrations of our emotions affect our body and cause disease. And so, you know, there was so many things, but Saint Germain said the original humans came with 24 strands of perfected DNA. And they didn't die of, you know, the diseases we're seeing now in modern history. And they lived to be over 900 years old. And he said that, Scott, you need to teach people, go out and teach them to manifest. We are the creators. And we need to become creators again and create perfected DNA back into our bodies. And as I taught people about the 24-strand DNA, and you can get this on my website, scottwerner.org. It's my name, Scott Werner, without any space or anything, all lowercase, .org. And you can go to the free downloads and download the divine invocation, which is the 24-strand DNA manifestation that Saint Germain gave me. And not only that, but he says, Scott, you can even go beyond that. 24 strands is perfect for the third dimension, but for the fourth, you need 48. For the fifth dimension, you need 96, and so forth. So, 192 for the sixth dimension. And we as humans, we are creators because we were made by God the Creator, and we are in the likeness and image of God the Creator, which means we are creators. So we need to go out and use this to manifest more DNA in our bodies. And what I found out about it, it elevates not only your emotions and your body's vibration, but it helped. I had a guy who was on heroin for 40 years. I told him, do the 24-strand DNA and you will be able to stop injecting the heroin in your body. He didn't believe me, but he decided, oh, I'm going to do this, try it. One more thing, you know, rehab doesn't work. Why not reading the 24-strand DNA? And so he did it. And he got to the 144th time of doing it. And he went to inject, he woke up and he went to inject himself. He goes, I don't need this anymore. And he just kept waking up each morning, not doing it. After a week of not doing it, because he didn't know if he was going to be able to do it, he calls me up and he says, Scott, you were right. This actually raised my vibration high enough. I didn't need it anymore. I was happy without it. My body just didn't need it anymore. And so I found by doing the 24-strand DNA manifestation, people heal in less time. Like it used to take me 2 to 3 years to get people, all the viruses out of people with Lyme's disease and chronic fatigue. But by doing the 24-strand DNA, people heal within 5 to 6 months, and it's done, it's gone, and their bodies are more powerful. And with that additional DNA, you get more telomeres. Telo means communication, mirrors dimensions. So you're able to communicate with the higher dimensions. So it makes you more connected to the higher beings of light and love and all the beauty of it. And so I know I've only got a few minutes. And so I just want you to know that go to scottwerner.org, download the 24-strand DNA manifestation. If you'd like pictures, Saint Germain also taught me about the archangels assisting us with this creation energy, and in particular, Jophiel, Uriel, and Zaphkiel. Uriel is the archangel of the earth, and we are made from the dust of the earth, and you can raise your vibration bringing Uriel in. Jophiel is the archangel of the great central sun and the light of God, the creative energy of God. And then Zaphkiel is the archangel of the orange flame of creative energy that's right in our body, in our second energy center or chakra. So down in the sexual area is where that orange flame of creation and ecstasy is. And so by using these things, and you can email me and I'll shoot you a copy of the archangel cards in a JPEG, print them on color paper with color, because it brings photographic paper in color, and it brings forth their holographic images, and they bring the energies of the archangels in to assist you in creating this. So I hope I didn't take up too much time, but I hope I delivered the message that you needed tonight.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Scott. And a reminder again that people can go to his website. It's scottwerner.org, SCOTTWERNER.org. And just right there, sign up for his newsletter, get the 24-strand DNA manifestation document.
Yep, the free download in the corner.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Scott. It's a pleasure to meet you. It's wonderful to have you on our show. And thank you for sharing your story and being of service to our Global Peace Tribe in such a wonderful way.
He's been seen on the hit TV show Masters of Illusion on the CW network, Fox TV's Master Chef, ABC News, Fox Morning News, NBC News, and the TEDx stage. An award-winning magician, inspirational speaker, and a man of many diverse talents. Please welcome to the stage. Let him hear your energy and make some noise for Sean J.
Hello, 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 Global Peace Tribe. Good to see everybody.
Welcome, Sean.
Yes, thank you, Scott, for having me back. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Jay with Light Touch. This is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. I've been working on some new pieces for the show and just for my own show in general, and I think you guys are going to enjoy what I have in store for you. So some people may have recognized me from my previous appearances, but maybe there's some people out there that have never heard of me before. So some people might be looking on their phone, typing in Sean J. And it's a funny story. When people look up Sean J, if you type that in Google, you'll find pictures of me and you'll find pictures of this other guy, Jay-Z. I'm serious because I've tried it. And Jay-Z is, of course, a famous rapper who's done very well for himself. And then people would always say, they would joke around, they'd say, hey, Sean, if you're any good, can you rap like Jay-Z? And I always say, hey, I'm not claiming to be as good as Jay-Z. I'm not claiming to be anywhere close. But I got inspired by that. And then people would always ask me the same questions. Every time I show up to gigs, they would say, how old were you when you started, Sean? How long have you been doing this? How did you get your start? I actually started as a professional street performer, a busker, as they call it in Europe, and where I would gather big crowds, do a show, and then collect tips at the end. I had to be really good. So I get tired of telling answering the same questions all over again, so I got inspired to make this up. And I figured, what if I could rap? And if I could, it might work out something like this piece that I'm about to do for you right now, which tells my story and answers all the frequently asked questions. Here we go. Breaking it down. Welcome to the show, I'm glad you're here. What you see is a culmination of 18 years. I started my career when I was just 12, and back then I was so small I looked like a little elf. People would always come up to me and say, Sean, when you grow up, what do you want to be? I told them, a magician, of course. They said, you mean like a hobbit riding a silver horse? You mean like some kind of Harry Potter of sorts? Be like your cousin Bob and Jeff who work as lawyers in court. Every time a suggestion was made, I always took the route that got me paid. Surprisingly, this magic thing started to work because every time I would perform, I would get a little perk. I started my career performing on the street, and it's amazing all the crazy kind of people you'll meet, all different races, religions, and ethnic backgrounds, people flying in from different towns. The hustle and bustle would make so many different sounds. That's how I honed my craft. 8 shows a day and stopping big crowds and making them pay. I'll tell you what, it wasn't easy. By the end of the day, I was out of breath, kind of wheezy. The movers and shakers started to take notice. My career blossomed like a big lotus. They would say, hey, can you come to our party and float us? Who do you think I am? David Blaine, I'm just Sean J. Performing on the street was okay for a while, but in order to grow, I had to be versatile. So parties and events then became a game, and sure enough, people started to remember my name. What's my name, Scott? What's my name? You're all on mute. It's a little hard to do.
Sean J.
Work in my quest for fame. Yeah, what's my name?
Sean J.
What's my name? Yeah.
Sean J.
It's hard work in my quest for fame. Yeah. So I designed my own website. My name lit up like a headlight. Scott Catamas gave me an invite. I still get a little stage fright. So Fox, Master Chef, NBC, Masters of Illusion, TED Talks, I think you can agree. So much happened that I couldn't foresee. But thankfully, I had my mom helping me. And that's my story.
That was fantastic.
Thank you. So if you don't know, now you know. And because tonight's theme, now that you know a little bit more about me, tonight's theme is transformation. So keeping with the theme, I decided to go outside and grab myself just a stick, branch off the tree. And all trees start as a little seed, right? And trees make many things. We get many things from trees, like paper, or for instance, pencils. Just like this one right here. Now check this out. If I were to, oh yes, I think no, it's actually over here. I have some aluminum foil. Okay, we're just gonna take a little piece of it. Let's see, let's use this one right here. if I fashion it, kind of like the tree branch, we could take this aluminum foil. If I slowly mold it into something kind of circular, play with the perspective a little bit, we can actually morph it into an actual piece of money, an actual real coin. That's transformation, if you ask me, right there. That's real money. Now, coins, well, this is a silver coin, and silver comes from the earth, comes from the ground, comes from the dirt, just like this rock that I have right here. And let's see, what else comes from rocks? If you dig down deep enough in the earth, a simple, ugly, basic rock like this can be a beautiful thing. Like this geode. This beautiful blue geode that we get from deep down underground. See, it's almost like a metaphor for life. You know, when you find something, at first you might stumble across something that looks very plain and very basic. But then, if we look deep inside and we polish it up, check this out. We can actually reveal what's really inside, and that's a full-blown geode right there, a blue, sparkly geode. The magic of the earth, the magic of alchemy, and that's the magic of transformation. And that's what the Global Peace Tribe and Sean J is all about. So I hope you guys enjoyed that magic, and now you know where I come from, and you know all about me.
Sean, that was fantastic. It's just a great combination. And luckily, Sean's going to come back tonight. He's got one more piece for us.
Yes.
But you can learn all about Sean by signing up for his newsletter. Does that little Q code work right here?
It does, yeah. If they just whip out their phone, just like the one with the donation, you just point it there, and it'll take you to a page. All you do is you put in your first name, last name, email, and you'll be signed up for my updates, totally free. I've been doing a podcast where I interview some amazing creative guests. That's something that's free for all of my subscribers. One of the guests is actually a Global Peace Tribe favorite. Just episode 7 released this weekend, Jeff McBride.
Oh, wow.
He was my special guest, and we had a great interview. So not only that, but TV appearances, shows. I promoted the Global Peace Tribe in that newsletter and other things that I'm doing. So I encourage everybody to sign up, scan the code.
Absolutely. I just did it and it worked.
There you go.
Sean, you're great. So much fun. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
And we'll see you in a little while.
We will. I appreciate your support, guys. We'll see you soon.
Okay, here's Deborah.
Thanks, Scott, and thanks, Sean, for always delighting our show. Really appreciate it. And I'm really happy to share with you now this amazing man that I've been following for many years. William Henry is an investigative mythologist and author of 19 books. He's featured presenter on 11 seasons of the History Channel show Ancient Aliens, which is hugely popular. He's also on Gaia TV, on Ascension Keepers, The Awakened Soul, and Arcanum. And what I love about William is he has researched through history the documentation of ascension as it's come up in different cycles of our world, as well as being very present in what's going on in our world now. So he's got the documentation how this is not an unusual process. This is something that is in the human collective for a long time and maybe just highly activated right now. So thank you so much for coming on with us, William. And I'd like to present William Henry.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Scott, everybody. It's a pleasure and a blessing to be here. As Deborah said, I've been studying and documenting this concept, this process really of ascension for over 2 decades now. And my personal view on it is that this is, of course, the reason that you and I are here at this time. Perhaps you've been incarnating, maybe this is your first lifetime, maybe this is your 1000th lifetime, but you are on the planet right now to assist in raising the frequency, one of the themes of our evening, and transforming the earth. From my personal perspective, I like to link together the Christian, the Tibetan, and the Jewish mystical concepts about ascension. And so it has become the real core of my work. And when we look into especially Christianity, you find some of the most direct references to our time right now from the prophetic perspective, and also ideas about the relationship between the light body, the soul, and ultimately the global transfiguration that is happening right now. The whole idea of the new human is Christian. It comes from the first Christians, who were the Essenes, Jewish mystics who are heavily influenced by Buddhism. And in the book of Revelation is where we get the most direct reference to what is happening now in terms of a new human walking the earth and a new earth unfolding. And it's, again, a core concept that's on many people's minds at this time. How do I participate in this moment of the fulfillment of prophecy? The Apostle Paul in the Corinthians said that in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, we would be transformed. And that's a direct tie-in to our theme this evening, because the word trump means a tone, a wave, a reverberation. And we're all working on adjusting our tone, changing our personal trump. Everywhere we go, we are broadcasting at a particular frequency. We all wear coats of many different colors, and every frequency is needed. Every frequency is appropriate. And the frequency that you're at right now is exactly where you need to be. But within this moment is the potential for shifting that frequency, to raising it in most cases. And this is what we're all seeking to do. And we change our frequency by changing what we're doing. That is the primary modus operandi of alchemy. Alchemy is about transformation. It's about transfiguration. It's about changing one thing into another, or a changing of our form. Paul also talked about that every step we take in our physical body ultimately is aimed at the perfection of our soul. So that honors every breath that we take, every sentence that comes out of our mouth, every thought in our head, every action, every step is about the perfection of our soul. And in the course of my research, that word perfection has become a sort of a golden needle that I've used to weave my way through various mystical and spiritual sacred traditions. The word perfect actually means to be whole, to be holy, to complete, to be compassionate. And that takes a lot of pressure off, because in our culture today, a lot of people misunderstand the word perfection. They think, if you've got love in your eyes and flowers in your hair, you're somehow perfect. Or if you go to a Beverly Hills plastic surgeon and drop $50,000, you can become perfect, right? But it's all about a state of wholeness. It's about a state of compassion. And those are actions. Again, wholeness is an attitude of the heart. It's very much aligned with purity, that word perfection is. And it's about compassion, which is action. It's putting our emotions, our love in action, walking the talk. And this is something Paul also talked about when he said that, for you were once in darkness, but you are now in light. We are all children of the light, Paul said. And that unites everyone of all creeds, of all colors. We all wear different coats of many different colors, different frequencies at all times. We're now recognizing and aligning ourselves with the children of light. And that's what the Peace Tribe is about, in my view. Peace, in my view, in 1995, I wrote a book called The Peacemaker and the Key of Life. And I got guidance that peace is not the absence of conflict on earth. Peace is the unity of heaven and earth. And that is ultimately a goal that we all share. We want to unify our soul with our divine self, our future angelic self, if you like. And one of the core concepts of the Essenes is that we're not so much trying to develop our future angelic self. They viewed our life and our walk as a journey to return to our original divine status. In the Essene mystical tradition, when Adam and Eve, the archetypal humans, dwelled in the Garden of Eden, which was in the third heaven, another parallel reality to this one. That story didn't take place on earth. Adam and Eve did not have physical flesh and blood bodies. They had bodies of light, luminous, radiant, shimmering, rainbow colored bodies, just like the Tibetan Great Perfection or Rainbow Light Body discusses, exactly that same form. Then after the fall is when we were given our flesh and blood bodies, our human skins, and we began this walk. And in the view of the Essenes and other mystical traditions, our goal is to return to our original divine source, that once we have acted as emissaries of light and love of our Creator in this physical body, that then we are to transfigure it or transmute it into our original divine nature, our original angelic self. And that, of course, is the reason why the Essenes called in a high celestial being who would teach humans how to put on our crown of glory and our robe of unending light. In the view of many scholars, that high celestial being is Jesus the Christ, or the Christos. And in his own transfiguration, after his baptism by the Essene initiate John the Baptist in the high frequency of the Holy Spirit, Jesus demonstrated the capability that we all have to transfigure, to change form, to alchemize our bodies. He took several disciples, Peter, James, and John, up to the top of Mount Hermon. And in a moment, sort of like out of the movie Cocoon, he revealed himself as a being of light, as his body transmuted into a plasma-like state, described as white as lightning, bright as the sun, which is plasma. And then he reverted, phased back into his ordinary physical flesh and blood body. Well, that is the calling that we all have. And when Paul is talking about us being changed in the twinkling of an eye at the last trump, this is what he's referring to, is that moment of transfiguration. And undoubtedly, we're getting help from the cosmos. There are new tones and frequencies that are coming from the galactic core, or perhaps, as was suggested earlier, Laniakea, maybe even beyond, could be coming from anywhere else. We're quantumly entangled with all of these frequencies that we need right now, and we just have to identify them. We have to make those efforts, make that frequency. And when I use the word make, I use it in the context that the police use it. When they pull somebody over and they make a car, they're not manufacturing a car, they're identifying it, they're making it. And what we have to do is identify the frequencies that each of us need in our own lives, and then call in those frequencies. When talking about transfiguration, this is the message I want to leave you with this evening. I always go back to tell a very fundamental story, basic, very direct teaching about transfiguration that came from a friend of mine named Fred. Back, must have been 2005, 2006, I published a DVD called The Light Body Effect, which was about the rainbow light body and sacred art as a meditation tool for attaining ascension and these kinds of concepts. And I was very happy to take a delivery of this new DVD into the post office where Fred worked. And Fred asked me, he said, what are you mailing today? I said, I've just put out a new DVD. And he said, what's it called? And I said, it's The Light Body Effect. And he said, is that a diet? And I said, no, but that's a really good idea. We need a diet for activating the light body. Yeah, Scott, I totally get you. We got to activate our DNA, the 24-strand DNA, but we also need a diet too, don't we? And that was the moment when Fred told me, and I'd known Fred for a number of years, and I did not know this, that he was a Pentecostal minister on the weekends. And if you know anything about Pentecostals, they're pretty acid, hardcore Christians. They're really into it. They're into the Holy Spirit, speaking in tongues. And they're called Pentecost because 50 days after the resurrection, Jesus appeared to the disciples in the upper room, and he transmitted the highest possible frequency that humans can embody. It's called the Holy Spirit. And this is why the Pentecostals and Christian art that portraying the Pentecost, they have flames coming out of the top of their head because they're fully illuminated beings. The first Christians, the Essenes, were some of the greatest mystics that ever lived. Not a bunch of dumbasses, fishermen and all that, like typically presented in church and all that. Forget all that nonsense. These were some of the most highly trained initiates. They knew how to activate the pineal gland and awaken the light body. And so I said to Fred, I said, well, when you're preaching at your Pentecostal church and you're talking about the transfiguration, what's your sermon about? And he said, well, I always offer this anecdotal or apocryphal story about Michelangelo. Michelangelo is in his workshop with an apprentice, and the apprentice says, Master, how are you going to sculpt a horse out of that block of marble? And Michelangelo is reported to have replied, I'm going to look at that block of marble and I'm going to take away everything that doesn't have to do with a horse. And to me, that is the most direct teaching about transfiguration and ascension. The message is we can each individually look at our lives and look around and say, do I really need that flying V? Do I really need this 3,000 books piled up over here? Do I really need this beautiful home? And if I don't, I need to start removing those things, because everything that we see in our material world is simply a distraction and an obstruction, ultimately, for us to attain our light body. So the message here is that one transformative alchemical action that we can all begin to take is to look at our life and begin to evaluate things. If everything in our life has to do with ascension, keep it. If it doesn't serve your light body and your ascension, then perhaps now is the time to start letting go of those things. Jesus was very direct in his teaching about this. A camel can't go through the eye of a needle. A camel has to let go of its cargo before it goes through the portal into the higher frequency realms. And all of us, we know, are dragging along cargo. And as we look at our lives and begin to let go of some of the things that aren't really serving us, it opens up a space within our soul for the light body to manifest. So I encourage you, perhaps as an action plan after this evening, to begin to look at your life and lighten up by letting go of old things that are no longer serving you. Donate them to others, give it away, sell it, whatever you need to do. But to focus your direction on what is my core self? What is my original angelic self? That being that manifested this physical body lives within you, and it's been covered over by false perceptions. The Buddhists call it samsara. And we can all overcome that by walking in the light step by step. And so I thank Deborah, Scott, everybody here for offering this opportunity this evening for this sharing and this blessing for everybody. I hope my words are resonating with you and that it will make a difference as you move forward in the days ahead. So all best blessings to you all. God's love to you all. And thank you very much.
Thank you, William. That was amazing.
Thank you so
as
much,
usual.
Henry. Just a reminder that people can learn more about William by going to williamhenry.net. That's williamhenry.net.
Thank you.
And there's a lot going on your website there, William. Really, that you're available as a service to a lot of people. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. All best blessings. Good night. Thank you.
So I apologize, wonky here. It's okay. I'm not going to try playing any more videos because the internet connection isn't good enough. We are going to have Jay Mayer play a video for us in a little bit. But this is our Global Peace Tribe announcement time. And Deb and I have a few important things to share. Always, I like to start by thanking those of you who are watching on all of our different broadcast partners. And thank you to our broadcast partners, especially Unify, because we know thousands and thousands watch us that way. Also, thank you to John and Summer Raymer and the Sign Network, Alan Steinfeld and his YouTube channel, New Realities, and everybody else that carries our show. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, a reminder that people can still come into our Zoom room. We've still got some good show ahead of us. And so if you go to globalpeacetribe.com and register, it's really easy. It doesn't take long. And I really would like to encourage everybody to please do that. And then I also want to thank those of you who have donated to Kitty. And of course, still hoping you will, those of you who haven't donated yet, we'll bring that back up. But I want to thank some of the people who have donated. I want to thank Penny O'Neill, Kathleen Robertson. That anonymous person is very generous today, a lot of anonymous. Piera Bonventre, Pamela Young, Mark Danisovsky, Anonymous, Heimerman, Anonymous, Kimberly Elliott, Amanda Seabris, Amy Huber, Anonymous, Noel Moore, Anonymous, Judy Smith, myself, Carolyn Gaddy, Katrina Valancourt, Sandra Smith, Michael Lapelt, Anonymous, Susan Woolridge, Lorraine Lenoff, Daniel Chapman, Courtney Hensel, Anonymous, Phyllis Silverberg, Jennifer Bemis, Anonymous, Judith Krug, Josiane Bonte, Suzanne Coelho, Suzanne Fletcher, Anonymous, Lisa Connolly, Anonymous, Jeffrey Schieffel, Jay Mayer, thank you, Jay, very generous. Anonymous. So thank you all very much. If I mispronounced your name, I do apologize. But thank you so much for your generosity. And again, I'm going to bring up the little way that you can donate one more time. Just take your camera and bring it up. And maybe while I do that, Deborah, would you be willing to maybe share some of your announcements while I bring this up for people to see?
Sure. Yes, I want to also thank you so much for your donations. It's so great that Scott had such a long list of people to thank. So thank you so much. And we love the support that you give. One way is you can also help promote Saturday Night Alive. I'm going to put some links in the chat room where you can send out our trailer that is really fun and shares people what to expect with Saturday Night Alive. So if you can share that with family and friends, that will be really helpful. Also, I'm going to put another link in there called Pay It Forward. If you want to gift family or friends or people that you know a subscription, that's also available. And that's another great way to spread the word. Also, I invite you to come and help us grow this. This is not stopping. Scott and I are just feeling the call to continue to grow this, even beyond this show, other shows where we can go deeper with our community and deeper with the amazing presenters on here. So if you'd like to volunteer and you have a superpower, or if you have something to share with us, we are really open right now because we are getting guided to go to the next level. So I'm going to put some links in the chat room where you can actually volunteer, or if you want to sponsor, or if you have something major that can help us go to the next level, you can connect with me personally and we can see what you have to offer, because we're all in this together and we're all supporting each other. And that's how we mega manifest all that we're doing right now and really help shift the world. That is all we're talking about tonight. And we're working on a new website. So that is another thing we're cooking up just to make it easier to access all the replays, to access the special events that we're doing and all that we're doing. So all your support on all that level is deeply appreciated. And we've got some really incredible shows coming up in the next 2 weeks that are all about peace, because we're going into a time now where the whole world is acknowledging peace, and as it should, because this is the time to really be a stand for global connection and peace, whether it's fighting global change together or really being a stand for no more wars and everyone working together. And Scott, we have a video of next week's show. Should I share that, or is Jay going to share that?
Yeah, Jay is all lined up since my internet is gone so bad. We're kind of juggling at the last minute here. And beloved Jay Mayer is going to play the video. So let me find, Jay, you got to turn your camera on.
Right. 1 second.
And go ahead and share screen. If you can share screen and play the video, please.
Yeah, I just ran into a technical glitch here. It'd take me 2 seconds, I guess. So Deborah could go ahead, or...
Yeah, our September 11th show is Transforming Tragedy into Rejuvenation, celebrating 11 days of global unity. So next week is actually going to be September 11th. And so we're going to be honoring that major tragedy that happened and how that catalyzed the world, and how, again, like we're doing now, transforming the challenge and the tragedy into global unity and celebrating. We have Rick Reflect with us. He created 11 Days of Global Unity in response to that. And we're bringing in amazing people to this show. It sounds like Jay's about ready.
You ready to share a screen, Jay?
Here we go. And action.
September the 11th was, for all of us, a terrible and momentous event. And of course, all of us are now suffering the truly horrible events that have happened around the war of Afghanistan and its ending, its tragic ending. But this is not a time to despair. It's a time to feel the heartbreak that ensued from that terrible event, but to take it so deep into our hearts that our hearts open to the whole world, to the whole creation, to every human being, so as to inspire us to dive into divine love and divine truth and dedicate our whole lives from this moment on to sacred activism and the transformation of the whole of the earth. May our journey into that regenerative transformation be flooded with miracle and rich with passion and joy. So please join Andrew Harvey and our guests for a very special edition of Saturday Night Alive on September 11th, transforming tragedy into rejuvenation. In addition to Andrew Harvey, our guests include Hazel Henderson, Rabbi Michael Lerner, Dr. Kurt Johnson, Sharon Ray, and our collaborating partner on this show is Rick Ulflick. He's the founder of 11 Days of Global Unity. Also joining us, playing music, will be Maria Stark and Valerie Romanoff, that delightful magician, Paul Draper, and your hosts, Deborah Giusti and myself, Scott Catamas. We look forward to a very special show, so join us.
Amazing. It's just amazing how these shows come together and everyone working together in collaboration for bringing forward everything positive right now. And September 18th is going to be a continuation of celebrating International Peace Weekend and the International Day of Peace. We're going to honor peacemakers and wayshowers. We are collaborating with Ben Bowler. He does Unity Earth and he did Unity Week. And we have Marion Williamson. We have Jeremy Guiley, who is the founder of the International Day of Peace. We have Aimee Matheson. She's going to share the history of the International Day of Peace. We have Ambassador Musi Hailo, who's an Ethiopian peace builder. Deborah Moldau, she's director of Evolutionary Leaders. We have incredible musical group, Grammy award-winning artist Opium Moon. We also have Eric Basada and Shabdakan Antanam. So people are celebrating peace all over the world on the International Day of Peace. So we are going to join them and accentuate this powerful prayer mission to really being priests on earth. So it's going to be really powerful. And one more thing to announce that we are offering to you. As you know, we've been offering special events to allow some of these incredible presenters who have about 10 minutes on our show to come and spend a couple hours with you and really drop in. And also where we as a Global Peace Tribe can come together and get to know each other and ask questions and interact. So on Tuesday, September 14th, we are going to have Swami Beyondananda and Larissa Stowe to unite a launch of worldwide We Conspiracy of Love, the We Evolvement. It's an evening of cosmic comedy. What else is more healing than comedy? And mantra-fused rock to lift us off the battlefield into coming together. There's so much division now with everyone's opinion on what's going on in the world. This is a time to come together and laugh and bring humor to everything, and then drop into our hearts, which Larissa does so well with her incredible music. So please join us. This is going to be a great community connection experience. Tuesday, September 14th. I'll post everything in the chat room. We have early bird special until September 7th, like we usually have. And then it'll be the normal price. So please come join us for fun and connect with us as a Global Peace Tribe. And Scott's going to introduce his incredible Sacred Sunday that's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, I am very excited that tomorrow it's going to be going deep with our twin rays, with Shekinah and Sananda. And I will move to a different hotel, so I will have a better internet connection. But we are going to go deep into your questions and answers. And I'm going to especially focus on rejuvenation. How can we rejuvenate? And having spent some time with them, I'm just really blown away with who they are and their ability to alchemize and understand the human experience. And so it's an exciting time to be here with them. It's also a little frustrating for me not to have my internet working. So again, I do apologize for that to everybody. But please join us tomorrow morning, Sunday at 10 o'clock Pacific time, where Shekinah, Sananda, and I are going to go deep into actual practical ways to rejuvenate ourselves and also answering your questions. And Deborah will put into the Zoom room the way to register. It's free, but it's important to register so you can come on into our Zoom room, and we'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. And since my camera's no longer even working, I'll show you at least the poster for the Sacred Sunday show. And really what's most important is, yes, I'll be there, but what's really important is that we're going to have the twin rays, Shekinah and Sananda with us. There they are. So I'll put the spotlight on them for a moment, and really looking forward to having them. Really, this whole weekend with them has been amazing. Thank you so much. Deborah, I'm going to ask you to do the remainder of the introductions, just because since my internet is getting worse, not better.
Okay, no problem. We're so happy to have internationally known musician Robert Hay Coxon. He is incredible in terms of being able to lead us, which is what he's going to do, on a spiritual musical journey. He's well known because he's been doing the music for Cryan events for many, many years. And he is a composer and he does his own music. And he's featured in the documentary, The One Field. And he also does the music for the Scarred Gate. So we felt very called to invite him. And this is a perfect time to just allow us to go into our own musical, spiritual journey, to integrate what we've heard and really activate it to the next level within us. So thank you so much, Robert, for joining us. And I'd love to turn this over to you now.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a real pleasure to be here. And I've been listening to the whole program, and it's very impressive. I resonate so much with everything that's being said there. And actually, I must say, during that first meditation, I was so tempted to be playing some music in the background there, which I'm so used to doing with Cryon and with the Stargate. Um, and even when we had our first song, in my mind, I was playing along with you, so hope you didn't mind. Beautiful. Um, what I'm going to do is bring you through grounding to Mother Earth, to sacred Mother Earth, to start with. And then it will go into, I'll actually channel through as if I'm doing a soul masterpiece, which I do personally for people when they send me their photo. But this is for everyone. And this is also for Kitty, so that you can connect with who you really are. And then I'm going to go into a piece off an album, Coming Home. This is a piece that when I play it on stage, there's all these spontaneous healings happen. So I figured I should be playing this and just listen behind the notes. That's where the magic is, behind the notes. And I'll do some more channeling, and then we're going to end with a piece called Beings. And it was mentioned earlier about going to Mount Shasta. This piece I actually wrote from there because my very first time I went to Mount Shasta, thousands of years ago, I had written special music to meet light beings. And we went up on the top of the mountain in the middle of the night, and these actual light beings came flashing through the forest at us. So I wrote some music for it. And this will help us connect with the light within us. So here we go.
Beautiful, Robert.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So beautiful. And we want everyone to know that they can get more of Robert Hay Coxon through his website, download his music, albums, and see all that he's about. Anything you want to say, Robert, of what you offer, where they can get more of you?
Well, you can see the albums there, but there's something that I've been doing for many years. I started doing it on actually the same weekend of the 9/11 event. We were in Hawaii on a cruise, and I went out and bought a cassette player and set it up in my room, and I started channeling pieces of music for the people that were with our group there, the 50, 60 people that were on tour with us. And this was the beginning, and I called that personal power music, where I was creating music to help the people open up to their inner power. And I was doing that. I've been doing it for years, and the last time I actually booked time, every time I toured doing that, was in Eastern Russia, and the organizer organized 43 channels in a day and a half for me. So it was like I was a machine, you know, and this was crazy. So my partner Lily suggested to me, why don't you do them in your studio? So I do them in my studio now. With people send me their photograph, and I create their personal music. I call it soul masterpiece, because I connect with them at a soul level and find out what they really need at this point in their life to help them move forward, to transform into the new human. And that could be anything. It could be anything from health to finances to love to self-worth, anything. And it tends to come out just, you know, in the music and what's behind the music with the pure intent. So that's how I do it now. I'll do it on tour, on stage, but I don't book sessions when I'm on tour anymore. But it is very powerful. I remember doing one for a lady in Germany once at a big event. There was a couple of thousand people there, and I brought her up on stage. I didn't know who she was, and I started playing the music, and then she looked extremely surprised. It started coming out as Middle Eastern music, and I found out she was from Turkey. But she told me, I actually went on tour with her. She's a famous singer now, and she told me that it really helped her so much at that time in her life, because she was starting to be a composer. And her grandfather, when he was alive, he had been a composer. And what I played on stage for her were her grandfather's pieces of music. And I didn't know this just came through. And this reassured her that he was there to help her in her composing. So music could do magic. So that's one of the things I offer. And it's on the website. And the big packages with my partner, Lily, she does some things for it too. But it's fun. My whole point has always been, since I wrote this music, write music to help people, to help others in their transformation, in their changing their DNA, actually, whatever they need. And I'm really happy to be on this program. I really resonate with it, and I'm honored that you asked me to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. And you spoke about magic, and this is a time to bring back some more magic, a little more magic with Sean J. And checking to see, Sean, if you're available and ready. And checking with Sean, there he is.
Can you hear me? Yes, hang tight a minute. We had a little change of schedule here, so just give me a
All
quick
right,
second
and
to
then
get
we
things back in motion. Just give me 1 sec.
great, and then we'd love to bring Meg up next. So if Meg hears this and her camera is still working, we would love to bring you up.
Yeah, everything's working on my end. I'm just wasn't expecting to go with this order, but that's fine. I can be ready in like 30 seconds. Okay. All right. Okie dokie. All right, so I'm going to come back. Here we are. All right, I'm back. We good? Everybody can hear me okay?
Yeah, I sound great.
Okay, very good, very good. Let's do this. So I'm back. I hope you guys are having a great time enjoying this. That was a fantastic musical journey you just took us through. That was really beautiful. I have a couple of friends of mine that have jumped on and they sent me some positive feedback on it. They're loving it. So I'm going to share with you some more transformational alchemical magic here, something very different. I don't know if you guys are into chewing gum here, but if I was a real magician, right? I could do magic with anything. It doesn't have to be special magic cards or magic coins. I could just take something like a piece of gum right here from my mouth, crumple it up, and we can go back in time, back to the moment before it was ever even chewed up in my mouth. Back to this moment right here. I'm going to take this, I'm going to leave this right over here. We're going to come back to the stick of gum in just a moment. Now, I'm going to like to have somebody involved with what I'm about to do here. So is there somebody out there that either Scott or Deborah can bring up that wants to help me? We could do this interactive style right here on Zoom. So you want to put somebody up? Is there, let's see. Actually,
I'm suggesting, how about Jerry Anderson, Wild Albert Jerry?
Jerry Anderson, that works for me. Okay, hi, Jerry Anderson. Good to see you.
Hey, Jay.
Let's do this, Jerry. Where are you tuning in from?
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. All right, East Coast too. I'm tuning in right here in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Okay.
So now, Wild Abbot Jerry, won't be a complete magical experience without some cards. So clearly you can see that these are all different. They're not like all the Ace of Spades, although I wish they were. It would make my job a lot easier. But what you're going to do, Jerry, is I'm just going to, let's do this. I'm just going to spread through the cards, and whenever you say so, I will stop spreading the cards. And I'll give you some time. Oh, did you say stop already?
Yes.
Okay, now, question. Do you want to stop where my thumb is here, or do you want me to go over or back or keep going or whatever you'd like?
The one in front of that one.
The one in front of this one, so that's this one here, yes. Correct?
That's correct.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here. Now, just to show you guys, if Jerry would have stopped me to the one behind, we would have gotten the King of Spades. But you didn't want that one. You wanted this one right here. So let's take a peek. I'm seeing it too. Now, I'm not going to technically find your card. What I'm actually going to do, Jerry, actually, you know what? Just in case you think that maybe I have like a whole deck of 4 of spades or something, what I'm going to do is just to make sure that you guys will recognize this again. You're not here to help me with this. So I'm just going to put a little subtle mark in the card. I don't know if you can see this, Jerry. It's a very subtle little, it's called the Las Vegas crease, almost impossible to detect with the naked eye. If you need a little bit of help seeing, I'm just going to enhance. Can you see that now, Jerry?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you guys, because there's some people tuning in from all over the world. So I'll just enhance it just a little bit. I don't know. Can you guys see? You might have to put on your bifocals at this point, Jerry.
Yeah.
But you can see that. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm already like more than halfway there. So let's just go with this. Okay. This will be your virtual receipt that we're going to get to in just a moment. I'm going to put this receipt right over here, hopefully against this. Hopefully you guys can see that back there. I'm going to take your card, and what we're going to do, Jerry, check this out. Through the magic of alchemy and transformation, we're going to go back in time. Did you see it go, Jerry?
Yes.
You did? I want to have whatever you're having tonight. That's fantastic. I'm glad you saw it.
The piece is still over there.
the piece, but did you see the rest of the card fly?
No.
Now, that's what they always miss. Here, I'll put the deck aside. We don't even need these anymore. Check this out. Hope you've been keeping your eye on what's back here. Because remember, there's a piece of the card and a stick of gum.
Yes.
And now, if we take the stick of gum, if we go back in time, about a minute and 30 seconds, back to the moment, back to where it's back inside of its own sealed package of gum. That's kind of bizarre. Now, if we open up this sealed package of gum, this is the moment. Check this out. Not only will you find other gum sticks, but you will find one that kind of looks a little different than the other. I don't know if you can tell by there's some. This one is just a little slightly different. Inside the sealed package.
Oh no.
Is a card that made its way through time, through space, and it looks just like a 4 of spades. 4 of hearts, my mistake.
Yes.
4 of hearts. It's been a long night for me. But remember, it can't just be any 4 of hearts. If we go back there,
Yeah.
I'm never going to take this out of your sight. I'm not going to switch it or do nothing. Watch my hands. I go slow. I take the corner. I show you. One continuous shot. If we match this right up, hopefully, if this really worked, please be honest. Does that piece match exactly in place?
Wow.
Front and back.
Yeah.
Thus proving that time travel is real and it can only be done. It's either time travel, it's science, it's alchemy, I don't know what it is, but either way, I think Wild Abbot Jerry did a great job. Let's give him a round of applause, yes? Show some jazz hands.
Very transformable.
Well done. Thanks for participating. You did great, Jerry. Now, whoever's in control of doing the spotlights or whatever, I'm going to snap my fingers. Oh, Jerry has vanished. That was quick. Good timing. And I'd like to close my appearance here. If you thought that was great, I have one more piece of lyrical wizardry for you to close out my spot here with a very important message that needs to be said. I think on this show, it's something very important. Now, this is the Global Peace Tribe. We're all about unity, equality, community. Notice unity is at the end of the word community. It's a communal unity. And that's what I'm all about. And I wrote something based on that concept. Now, this is called equality because it doesn't matter how old you are, what you look like, where you live, how much money you have in your bank account. We should all be treated with respect. And because I couldn't hear the track, I'm going to restart that. Couldn't hear it quite loud enough. Let's do that again. I want to get this right. Turn up my monitor. Here we go. You should all be treated with respect. Make it worth your wait. Here we go. One day I woke up from a dream where everyone got along on the same team. Like a bright flash of light that I could barely gleam woke me up out of my sleep midstream. Nothing can stop me, I'm building up steam. I do what I say and I say what I mean. Racism has been around for a while, and by the end of this rap I'm gonna put it out of style. A lofty goal, but I think it's worthwhile. Endless ways to profile and make us hostile. Here we are within a world of division. Every day I try to make another good decision. Do we follow our heart or do we watch television? Thinking on our own is the only way to beat the system. Play this track on replay every day and you'll understand my wisdom. In a world full of hate, they try to separate, turning people away from each other right out the gate. How about we change our thinking from enemies to teammates, from haters to collaborators? I always tell it straight, on time and never late. I care about your fate. These old ways are out of date. Thinking in new ways helps us recalibrate. Come on, let's get together and celebrate. That's what I'm saying. Come on, I can play. There's absolutely no debate. The amount of love on display. Raps is the only way that I can pray. Come on, That's what I'm saying, I ain't playing. This is the only way that I be displaying my love right now. Writing lyrics is the only way that I be praying. Eventually I'll find a way. So stay strong, fight for what you believe in. So many people out there that be deceiving. Eventually I'll give you something to believe in. Don't get caught up in all that people pleasing.
Got like a 6 going on.
I hear people unmuted in the background. I hear lots of ambient sound. Now I'm going off on freestyle. If you can mute yourself, please, that will help me for a while. Yes, give a round of applause to Mr. Piano Man. Here he is. There's Mr. Piano Man, the cool cat, the jazz cat. He's got the moves on. He's getting it good stat. That's right. Here we go. It's amazing what we can do with a little kindness. We can come under the cover that causes blindness. Uncover everything that causes the mindless, timeless message that I got for you. Listen up, this is what I got. Never gonna stop. When you remember this song, I hope that you can remember that we can all get along. Moving forward, positive message. That's right, undo this unnecessary stress. Listen to my words that I say. I'm gonna play this on repeat all day. That's right. Undo the energy that binds us. This message is so timeless. Everybody just hold your head up and be strong. Yes, play me out, Mr. Piano Man. Beautiful, beautiful, love it. Thank you.
Sean,
I hope you guys have a great night.
Sean, that was fantastic. By the way, it was your other link, the other box that says Sean J, where that sound was coming from.
Oh, okay.
So whoever it is, maybe Sean's mom or girlfriend, that's who it was. But what's important is you rocked it. That was
I did the best I could with distractions.
That was fantastic. I love that we now know that you, when we have you, we get 2 for 1. We get rap music, rap Sean, and we get, of course, some of our favorite magic.
There you go.
And a reminder, everybody, if you haven't already signed up for Sean's newsletter, I did it right away. And take your camera, open your phone, just go there, and it takes you right in there. Sean, you are so much fun. Thank you.
I'm glad you had fun. That's what it's all about with me. I bring the fun.
Well, you know, and also you bring that it is all about transformation, and that's what tonight's show is all about. So your magic helps us to remember that what the twin rays are teaching, everything is possible. So thank you very much.
Got it, Scott. Thank you so much for having me back. I love you all, and keep doing what you're doing.
See you again soon.
All
and
right.
here's Deborah for our next presenter.
And I want to let everyone know that the twin rays are coming back at the end of the show to sum up this amazing experience and give us more of their teachings and their message. So stick around. But we have one more very top ascension teacher for you now. Meg Benedict is one of my top ascension teachers. She's a quantum healer. She's an author, educator. She's the creator of Quantum Access Modality and Academy. She taps into ancient mystery school knowledge. She channels Metatron, that's where she got a lot of her information that helps to enhance soul purpose, passion, and embodiment. And she's been doing the ascension training and teachings and her own ascension process for over 25 years now. So she has gone through all the levels and the cycles that have come to now. And she's at the top working with thousands of people all over the world. So I'm happy to present Meg to give us her wisdom, her knowledge about all that we're talking about now with sacred alchemy and the ascension of Mother Earth. Welcome, Meg.
Thank you, Deborah. Thank you, Scott, for having me on the show. It's always a pleasure to join you all. And of course, this topic today is my favorite topics because if anyone knows my work, my website's been Noor Central for 20 years. And In 2009, I had a show on World Puja called The Mysteries of the New Earth, and channeled it in my collaboration with Metatron, and took all that information that came through in that show and published a book called Unlocking the Sacred Keys of Becoming a Divine Human. So when we're talking about experiencing being a divine human in the new earth, I was like, yes, okay, I love these topics. So I've been working with clients for thousands of clients for over 20 years, and I have my academy at Newer Central, which is self-study courses to help everyone through these steps that we're all going through, pretty transformational steps that we're going through. And so for tonight, I just put together a real short kind of top bullet points, summary. Being an educator, I got to have my PowerPoint slides. So I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring it up and we'll go through the top points that I kind of pulled from some of my coursework. And as I mentioned, there's my book, which is Becoming a Divine Human. And so let's just go through this, and hopefully this will kind of fill in some of the blanks. I know all of the other speakers have been sharing their experience of this. So this is coming through, of course, my own personal experience of going through this process and working hand in hand with Archangel Metatron. And it really is an accelerated spiritual process that's happening right now on the planet. It's a process that's initiated at spiritual awakening, and it helps to unlock us from the reincarnational cycle and the matrix simulation or programming that's running in the mind, to up level to higher dimensional existence and quantum consciousness. This is really what is happening right now, especially with all the solar activity and the climate change and the rapid shifting in consciousness on the planet. We are in a extraordinary time right now. So knowing, and instead of being in uncertainty, we're just kind of having kind of a background of this is what's happened. So as you begin to go into this spiritual awakening, you start to feel compelled to build a deeper connection to your higher self, to your soul presence, to your soul purpose. It becomes this deep craving inside. And as this starts to get stronger in you, you're also shifting from this constant state of mind and thinking and analysis, and you start to move into these higher states of being and stillness and transmitting and receiving. Now, to do this, of course, we need to open up our energy body or light body. And what I found as I was going through this process and then working with all these clients over the years is, as we start to awaken, we begin to build this connection with our higher self, with our soul, but find that the soul isn't even inside us. And so this really kind of stumped me. I was like, I kept asking Metatron, every time I connect with a client, I ask to connect to their soul presence, and I get pulled out into subspace. I'm in the astral plane, I'm in their aura. And I'm finding that this channel, this chakra channel of our light body is quite blocked and full of density and trauma, and making it difficult for the soul to descend into the human vessel. And if you look in this chart, you can see some of the energies that hold in each of these chakras. A lot of it can be this trauma from fear and guilt and shame and grief. These are things that need to be worked on, they need to be healed, they need to be cleared. So part of this process is to open up your chakra channel, open up your light body so that you can begin to go into this process of merging the human self with the divine self. So this is an ongoing process of working on creating the sacred environment for the soul presence to embody it And there's quite a bit that has been lodged and stuck inside that chakra channel, especially if you've had many past lives. There's all that holding in there. So this requires a daily meditation practice so that you're learning how to quiet this analytical mind and silence the ego and start that connection with your higher self. And so that you're able to then go through this continual clearing and healing of core wounds, of trauma, of energetic blockages. So it is a gradual lightening and opening of your light body, of your channel for this merging to occur. When we're able to start to build that connection and begin to bring the soul energy into the body, this is where we start to live as divine humans. And so everything begins to change, everything starts to shift. And your outer reality is beginning to mirror to you what is out of balance or dysfunctional, where there's still emotional triggering happening that needs your attention, needs some healing work, needs some clearing work. So it's becoming, in a way, into observer consciousness. You start to watch for everything that's showing up, not only around you, but inside you. Pay attention. You begin to, instead of deny it or avoid it, you begin to go, oh, whoa, this is coming up and I need to work on this. So this is what's called the shadow work. And we can be in that stage for some time as we're working on where the ego is trying to control the chakra channel and the mind and the life. And we're trying to transmute that so we can bring the soul in to guide the chakra channel and the life. So as you go through these steps and you're clearing and purifying your vessel, you also learn how to establish and maintain energetic hygiene and personal boundaries with others. This is all so important to maintain the integrity of your high frequency that you're achieving now. It's like you're cleaning your vessel. You want to keep it purified and protected and contained. As you're opening this communication channel, your chakra channel with spirit, you start that integration, that merging of bringing the human self in with the divine self. They start, instead of them trying to kind of battle for who's in control or who's in power, they begin to come into a resonance. They become coherent. They start to work together as a team. So this is the unification process. So when we were born, we experienced the separation process, right? So where matter is crystallized from spirit. So spirit fragments down into atoms, into matter, and we feel that separation. We're going now through the opposite. We're going into the unification process, where we begin to then start to tune more into this wave function, this spiritual aspect of ourselves, and begin to merge back in. As this occurs, your soul energy starts to fuel your light body, and you begin to activate your galactic soul DNA and your soul blueprint. So think of it like it's like kind of like a dormant motherboard inside you. You know, your cosmic computer motherboard has just been waiting for your soul energy to descend in and turn on and activate your soul blueprint, your soul light body, your soul DNA. Then everything starts to transform. Everything begins to improve. You start to see through the eyes of the soul. You speak the soul truth. There literally is a merging happening, an activation happening. You start to live from that essence of your divine human. And by neutralizing what we call duality, we're moving from duality, which is the fragmentation of opposite energies, into unification, into unity consciousness. So as we shift from duality to non-duality, we can really begin to embody the soul presence. And think about it, if your soul is coming in and it's filling the heart and mind, it's filling the vessel, it's vibrating, it's getting into the magnetic fields around your heart, around your third eye, around your mind, and it's pulsing in super radiance, soul super radiance. You're increasing soul magnetism to draw in what matches you, what serves you, what supports you in your soul purpose and your soul's joy. Now, we are talking about how to go through that process step by step into becoming and living as divine humans. And then we have this is also happening on the global level. So not only are we ascending into higher frequency and quantum consciousness and this unification that's happening, but it's also happening on the planet. And so, again, this is just from my own perspective, working closely with Archangel Metatron. Since 2012, we've been experiencing two parallel timelines on planet Earth. We've had this old Atlantean Armageddon timeline that's been running for thousands of years. We were all born into that. And then we have this new Earth timeline that has been materializing and expanding and anchoring and grounding and becoming live. And in December 12th, 2019, we had a very rare 12-12-12 gateway. So when you add up 2019 in numerology, it's a 12 years. So we had a 12-12-12 gateway on December 12th. I was actually guided to do a big global activation online from Mount Shasta, which is the Earth chakra, so that we could literally ground and anchor the new Earth timeline. And it's been active ever since. And so what's happening, so this is over a year and a half, and the two, basically those two timelines bifurcated and they have pulled apart. And so it is a choice for all of us of where we decide we want to ground and anchor in and live in. And so this process has set off, of course, after December 12, 2019, we went into a global pandemic. And this is triggering anyone who has Atlantean past life trauma or cellular memory of reincarnational history. All of this is being, in a way, projected into the field through people's memory and trauma. And this is what's coming up to get healed and cleared so that we can exit that Atlantean timeline and fully bridge into this new Earth timeline. We're seeing more and more souls getting into it and living in it. And there's this growing consensus, especially since the pandemic, on building new systems, new Earth systems, new Earth paradigm. Also, what's happening since the bifurcation and the newer timeline is active and alive now, the molecular regeneration into the crystalline soul genetics and our galactic lineage as divine humans is happening. It's on, it's activating, and it's phenomenal. So this is such a powerful, exciting time, especially if you know kind of the bigger picture of what's happening, so you can navigate yourself where you want to be. So as we're bridging into living in this newer timeline, we're shifting into living in these new Earth energies of love and harmony, collaboration, and this unification that's happening, this unity consciousness. And it's an extraordinary time to be alive and to be witnessing this and to be able to participate in it and actually influence the field as we go along here. And so, of course, as you can see, it's one of my favorite topics to discuss. And that is just my quick little overview of what's happening for all of us now. And as I close up too, I just wanted to share with you, if this is something that resonates and you'd like to experience that bridging into the newer timeline, I have a free YouTube meditation that you can work on. You can go to my website, newercentral.com. Right there on the front homepage is the New Earth timeline meditation. Also, of course, you can, if you're interested in reading the book about how to become the divine human, that's available as well. And if you sign up for my newsletter, you can get a free ebook and a quantum access meditation download as well. So lots that you can check out. I'm also offering right now a webinar package for learning how to clear your energy field. As I mentioned, this is part of this process, getting in and clearing that trauma, clearing past life memory and such. And the webinar is next Wednesday on September 8th. So if that's something that you'd be interested in, I'm going to be working with everyone in the webinar live practice through the protocols of how to clear your energy field. And then finally, every month I do a global meditation activation online. People from all around the world come in. We've been doing it for 10 years. We do them once a month. And if you really are feeling it's part of your purpose to influence the field and set the intentions and seed what it is you want to start to develop as our new earth, I would love to have you join us in these global activations. Our next one's going to be on the equinox, September 22nd. So hope to see you there. If you have any questions about any of this, you can please just email me at neurocentral.com or at my other website, megbenedicte.com. And that's it. Deborah, thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much, Meg. That's what I love about you. The information is so clear that when I study with Meg, it just lights up. I totally understand this very complex and deep process. It's really beautiful. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Deborah.
Thank you. And now we are going to have Johanna come back at the end of the show and wrap us up musically. But now we're going to have Sananda and Shakina come and grace us with their information, with their vision, with summing up all that we've learned and experienced in this beautiful show that you helped co-create with us, and just share us what's coming through you now to be able to share with us to wrap up this incredible evening. Shakina and Sananda.
Thank you, Deborah, and thank you everyone that's still here with us, that's receiving the live broadcast and that's tuning in. And thank you, Meg, and thank you everyone that's really contributed tonight to co-create the sacred alchemy for the divine human and to really experience that new earth. And we want to go into a little bit more of that alchemy and also that transformation that's happening by help summing up everything that you've learned today and digesting that. And if you really feel you want to go deeper into this, then of course, tomorrow we get to go deeper into this subject as well. Now, the alchemy of the sacred human, not many know this, but there is a sacred fluid within the physical body. And this is ancient knowledge. This comes from many mystic traditions, whether that's from the Druidic mysticism, from the Kabbalic mysticism pathways, Essene mysticism, Buddhic mysticism, but these ancient Egyptian, all these ancient pathways talked about the esoteric teachings of the transfiguration of the human body. And what's happening now, we're going through a global transfiguration. There's this major global transfiguration of...
And transmogrification.
Yes,
really.
But we want to give a little bit about the knowledge of the stars within the physical cells.
Mm-hmm. And so before we do, the divine human, the new human has been called the Homo luminous species. So from Homo sapien to Homo luminous to Homo divinus to Homo universalis. And what does that really mean? It means that through this process, you become a cosmic citizen. So your cosmonetics or cosmogenetics really start to activate, really start to come online in a way that might seem almost scary for some people, because it's almost like as the veils come down to such a degree that sometimes people can't really recognize the real from the unreal. And so we're going to talk about what we specialize in is the teachings of genetic liberation and immortality.
Yes, and what we teach is that the physical instrument and the light body encapsulation of the bioenergy field or the auric fields that surrounds this holy temple, that light body with the physical body is literally that chariot of ascension. And when you go through this activation process, it's a rejuvenating process. So even if maybe the light body, understanding the light body might be a little bit too complex where you're at right now, but at the level of rejuvenation, at the cellular level, there's great benefits for just walking this path in order to rejuvenate the physical body to create more youthfulness and actually sustain and reset the actual genetic telomeres and the genetic codex. So the path of the Christos Sophia, which is the divine masculine, divine feminine, is also known as in alchemy, the Christopia, which is the gold making the gold. That process inside you is directly connected to the astrology around you. Every single sign in the 12 zodiacs references to a physical, actual bodily system. And your physical temple is literally a map of the stars. And so ascension is not going out here to try to reach another dimension or density. It's that you become it, you embody it, and then you project it, and you live in that reality.
Although you do expand in all of your levels. You do raise your light quotient. Your chakra system absolutely changes so that it's no longer working within, but it starts to pop outside of you. And this is where your telomeres related to immortality start to elongate, because what happens through diseases and through the physical body and the struggles that the current human template is working with is that the telomeres start to break off or thin, and so through this process they become elongated.
Yeah, and there's a beautiful science here that's really simple to understand, is that every month there's a fluid that's called the Christ oil, or the sacred golden elixir. Everyone has it. It's basically the sum total of your chemistry, your biochemistry. If you break down, if you evaluate all the ash from the human vehicle, there's only 12 salts that remain. And those 12 salts are the very building blocks of your entire genetic alphabet and your entire physical body, that then also encapsulates all the levels and layers of your energy field. Now, what's essential is rejuvenating those oils. And every month, there's a process that takes place within the cerebrum, that part in the higher aspect of the brain that drips through into the pineal and the pituitary gland. And it creates this beautiful alchemical synthesis. This is sacred golden alchemy of the masculine, the pineal gland, and the feminine, the pituitary gland. And that,
the Ida, the Pingala
yes.
channels.
And then inside you, you have these spiritual nerves known as the Ingala and Pita, but there's also known as the electric or the magnetic pathways that wrap around your being. So there's this information inside you that if you stay open, that there's this powerful oil that goes down your spine and it comes up through your spine and it actually rebirths. It goes into the central cell within your pineal gland and it rebirths all your cells. It literally flicks a switch within the center of your brain. And when that switch is flicked on, all this light starts to pour in. When all that light starts pouring into the cells, your body goes through this transfiguration process. And this doesn't happen just once in your lifetime. This can happen again and again. And what it does is it creates this beautiful youth that comes, this inner radiance that comes from this process. So the ascension journey or the inner alchemy journey is a journey of great health, great wellness. And if you want to manifest in life or create into existence, the currency, the greatest currency that you have is the internal biochemistry, the internal energetic circuitry. And that currency and that's alchemy inside you, that is available for everyone free. All you have to do is attune at a certain time. And we're going to go deeper into this subject, because this subject is quite extensive and can be quite complex. But the simplicity of it is when you come into your center and you start letting go of the things that take you out, that start spending your emotions, or you spend this energy, that's when...
These are your jewels, true.
Yeah, that's when you sort of give out the jewels. But when you start retaining this and it starts building up and building up and building up, this process of ascension becomes absolutely marvelous, because whatever's happening out in reality, when you go into those places, your field and your experience can literally transform whatever's happening in the seeming apparent worlds.
Absolutely. And what's happening right now, which we have shared about in many other places, is that the energy that is coming through into the solar system and into the earth right now are these great plasmic waves. Now, these are creating mutations in the genetics, and these mutations are what is going to actually bring the new human race about. And so as we understand that all light, well, we'll share this, that all light from the sun is actually programmed light that has its own codex of DNA. And now this light has shifted, this codex has changed. And what is being received now is exactly the cosmic information, the codex of cosmology that is in fact a part of the original human.
Yeah, and the actual field around the Earth, the magnetic field, has actually dropped now to receive that influx of this plasmic energy to come in. And there's an entire new grid system. So all geometry basically holds the frequency that creates form. So it's really simple to understand that. All geometry is the frequency container that allows physical matter to experience. And so the very, very container, the geometric field and the morphogenic container of this planet has gone through this literal transition. And what's happening is that there's all this available information. All you have to be is coherent to it. And the easiest coherency is to live from your heart space, because what eventually happens as you go through this ascension process, all your chakras, they collapse into your heart space and become this one unified field. You become this one unified luminous being that's connected to the entire grids of the earth, the solar system, the galaxy, the universe, and it goes on and on and on. And you become this expression, this divine expression that embodies that truest nature that you already are at the deepest level of your being. You already are that divine human. You already have that powerful luminosity deep within you. Some have just brought that out and been willing enough to be fearless to go deep within and excavate and reveal that. And what happens is the body remembers. The body remembers this powerful alchemy. And that's the alchemy that's now assisting the manifestation of this new earth, this new co-creation. And so what we urge each and every one of you is to learn more about the physical body and the energetic container that holds the map to literally the stars, but the stars are within your cells.
Absolutely. And how is this practical? Well, it's practical in several ways. For someone who's just beginning this path, just beginning to understand energy, just beginning to really learn about the chakra system or the wheels of light that connect to the systems of the body. When you go through the excavation process and you really go through deep healings, deep clearings of the emotional body, the mental body, the various energy experiences that you have, because if you are dominant in one body over another or one chakra over another, that is the lens by which you will view and experience your reality. Because remember, imagine life as a screen. The screen in a movie. The movie screen does not change. It is always the same. It has the same dimensions, and it always is going to be there and present. Now you, on the other hand, are the projector. You are the one that changes the images on the screen. You are the one that is thus able to create exactly what you wish to project and experience on that screen as your dominant reality. And so through this process, we teach that the ascension process is, again, it's not something that happens outside of you. It's something that you absorb into, you expand as. And this allows you to really be able to have your senses activated, not only your 5 senses, but your 6 senses and beyond and beyond and beyond. And this is where we get into the telecommunication, the teleportations, and the telepathy, because you are then allowing your container to receive as you build your container out. And this goes into the light body. This goes into what is known as the rainbow body, for example. And when you do that, when you really set your course to do this, this is where great miracles happen. This is where your experience of life goes from suffering to truly bliss. And your frequency field shifts so very quickly that you can almost experience another reality instantaneously. And in fact, not almost, but you can and you do. And we are so blessed to work with tens of thousands of beloveds that we have watched over and over again experience tremendous miracles in their life on all levels, from great healings to absolute terminal diseases and illnesses, to amazing financial abundance, to great love. And it's all starting here. And this is the ascension process. This is the distinction between how you live your life through a life of love, through the center column of your beingness, where your power center is, to how you can express that into the world and live and project that reality onto that screen.
And not many know this, that the heart actually reprints all your DNA in the 4th sheet of the heart. That's where all DNA is actually printed. And so when you live from your heart, because DNA, which is really beautiful, the RNA and the DNA is literally like the film of your movie of life. And so when you're living from your heart and when you're coherent and you have these fluids working through you, you have these salts that are repairing your body. And the easy way to do this is just look into your astrological charts and find where your moon sign is and where your sun sign is. And every month they come together. That's a rebirth. And we'll go deeper into this tomorrow when we have the Sacred Sunday talk with dear Scott. But what happens when you go into this, you can actually access these sacred substances within you. And then your heart starts producing this sacred oil, this golden fluid oil known as the Christos, known as the Christ, that Christ liquid.
It's the anointing. This is what anointing truly means.
Yes, and then you re-encode your genetics. And you don't have to do anything. That's the beautiful thing about this. It sounds so complex because we're explaining the stars within your cells and the different bodily systems, but it's all based on 12. Everything's really based on 12, which is divine order. 12,
which returns back to 3.
12 bodily systems, the 12 zodiac signs, and the list goes on and on, 12 months in a year. But that 12, that master number of 12
disciples,
that 12 systems, that perfects. And once you perfect your 12 systems, really, it's not so much of what you do, it's what you allow. When you allow that process to unfold naturally, the intelligence of your epigenetics, of your cell geometries, they start activating, accessing, and pulling in more light. And as that happens, you literally rebirth a new body, like literally. And we can go really far and deep into that. There's actually science around immortality, which is available in the golden age. Well, guess what? We're in the golden age. This knowledge has to come front and center for ones like you that are committed to this path, that wish to live in the golden age. And that's what we have the very deep blessing to do, is we take beautiful, beloved students that are committed to this path and allow them to experience what the golden age is living right now. And I feel that's a beautiful way to end, just to allow each and every one of you to remember that the golden age is here. It's not something that's coming. It's just going to become more apparent for mass. But the golden age is already here. We're already living it. There's many that are living that dream, but in reality. And whatever state of mind. Yes, because the golden age is actually within you, and then it manifests around you and with creations of relationships and community. And eventually, undoubtedly, the entire world stage will reflect that.
And just one last thing, just an easy visual for anyone to understand. You know, we know that through the suffering of this world, people come up and they go down, and they go up and they go down through their emotional state. But imagine this. You create not from lack, but from that which is full. So imagine you've gone to the top of a mountain and you're standing there at the top of the mountain and you're breathing this incredible air and it feels refreshing. And you feel alive and you feel grand and you feel strong and you feel as though you are connected to all things. And at that moment, you set out an intention. And that intention is shot like a boomerang into the universe. And if you're there still in that space, in that frequency, in that vibration, you can catch it and return it and thus absorb it. But if you have somehow fallen through your emotions, through the lower mind and the lower ego, you will not be there to be able to receive the blessings that the universe is conspiring for at this very moment just for you. So remember, create from that which is full. Raise yourself to the frequency. Ask for what you wish from the truth and the depths of your heart and soul. Remember that your intentions is equally as important to what you're asking for. And know that if it's truly in your highest and best good, and your soul and your high self knows this more than one does consciously, trust in what is being given and take the tools, do what is needed, do the work. We call it the play, do the play to ensure that you are there to receive that when it is given back to you.
Every single moment, a blessing is being bestowed to you. Every single moment. All you have to do is have the heart to receive, the eye to see, and the ears to hear it and listen. And those blessings are being bestowed. And your body, your physical body, is seeking perfection in every single moment, whole, healed, and holy, truly, and receiving what's coming in every single moment. Your body, once it lets go of the distractions, it literally does it all for you. It's natural, it's beautiful, and it's divine.
It's a self-healing mechanism. All you need to do is release anything that disallows the wisdom, the natural inherent wisdom of your body and your soul.
Yeah, and that's what's
important, to anchor your soul in your vessel.
Yeah, that's what really Christ consciousness provides, is when you're in that state and live that, truly, because each one of you are that, you receive this self-perpetual rejuvenation, this self-perpetual regeneration process that happens again and again and again. Each moment is brand new. So we trust this is a little drop just of what the fountain of youth is really within you. All these beautiful teachings of that being left in myths along the journey and sacred scriptures, they're actually inside you waiting to be activated.
The lamp that can never go out is exactly what we talked about. It's the biochemistry is being ignited. It's what's happening in the pineal gland and the pituitary gland through this CSF fluid. All of this is what we've been sharing and talking about. And we go into decoding the scriptures on so many levels.
Yeah. One of our greatest passions is to read the scriptures, all the ancient scriptures from the different wisdom traditions or mystery traditions, but in a reference to the physical biology of alchemy, because all the secrets are already there.
They're already there.
They've been left through history, through time.
It is a multi-dimensional text. The Bible is, and so is every scripture that's ever been written. Yeah. And so for those beloveds who are wanting to learn more, there's so much we're sharing and offering, but specifically the golden age energetics.
Yeah, to teach your body how to restore your golden age physiology and biology. That's one of our signature
many miracles.
Pathways that teaches you how your entire physical body and energetic field and light body is literally the map and journey of full immortality.
And we give you incredible practices, and we can feel our students are there also, and so
Yeah.
they know. And yes, that's what we feel is important at this moment when it comes to the divine human. And remember, the divine human is a human being that is full of peace, full of love, great compassion, and yet is still very much at the neutral space, because the secrets of the universe can never be revealed if someone is in polarity. The secrets of the universe will only be given to those who are in the center to receive and then transmit with that same neutrality.
And be fearless to go deep into every single thing that prevents you momentarily to feel that love, to feel that joy, to feel the natural truth of who you truly are. Be fearless in that and open yourself up to the blessings that are being bestowed again in every single moment.
So that concludes.
Thank you both so much for the incredible gift of your wisdom, your inspiration. I feel you are watering the seeds of truth within us in the most golden nectar. And I want to encourage people two things. You can learn much more about the Twin Rays by going to their beautiful website and sign up. They have a wonderful pair of apps that provide a lot of beautiful information. And it's a very simple website to remember, twinray.com, twinray.com. There's, I'm hoping that my video is going to work enough just for me to join them for a moment. And again, I apologize for my internet being so funky. I'm going to go over to Deborah's hotel for tomorrow morning's Sacred Sunday show. And I really want to invite everybody to join us and really drop in deep. We'll have a good 90 minutes with Shekinah and Sananda to learn about rejuvenation, to learn more practical skills. And thank you both for being so generous with your wisdom, with your time. It's beautiful to meet two people that are so highly evolved and still so kind and so considerate and so generous. It's a remarkable combination. So thank you both so very much. All right, and I want to thank Johanna Oneheart. It is time, and I'm going to pop the spotlight on her. We started with music and meditation, and we ended now with Shekinah Sananda and Johanna. Since you're the lullaby yoga queen, how perfect that you get to give us a little Johanna lullaby for us to all go to bed and digest incredible information that we received tonight.
Thank you, Scott and Deborah, Saturday Night Alive family, for another beautiful co-creation. And may you all sleep well and connect with the divine in your dreams, and your own divine come out of this experience that we shared tonight. I know that I had awakening moments myself, so let's all share those and really integrate them. This is a song called The Earth Beneath Me, Jai Shakti Ma, from my new album called Mantra Soul that I released during the pandemic. Well, I got to go on I had 3 shows before everything was canceled. I was in LA, I think. Actually, if you guys are out and about, I will be in person live at Festival of Colors, Salt Lake City. Actually, it's Spanish Fork, Utah, coming up the 25th through the 27th, and then some LA stuff after that. So come to my website, sign up for my mailing list, johannasings.com. All right, let's just take a deep breath into the Divine Mother.
But she didn't go through it. Well, just maybe have
someone's unmuted. Feel the earth beneath us. The earth beneath me, the sky above, this heart that's beating. Mother, won't you carry me, carry me, carry me home? The river is flowing, flowing and growing. The river is flowing home to the sea. Mother, carry me, your child I will always be. Mother, carry me home to the sea. The earth beneath me, the sky above, this heart that's beating. Mother, won't you carry me, carry me, carry me, the earth beneath me, sky that's parting, this heart that's singing. Mother, won't you carry me, carry me, carry me back home? Mother, take me home. Flowing and growing, the river is flowing inside of me. Yeah, my young, carry me, your child I will always be. Yeah, my young, carry me home to the sea. Jai Shakti Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Shakti Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Shakti Ma. This heart that's beating. Mother, won't you carry me, carry me, carry me, the earth beneath me, the sky that's parting, this heart that's singing. Mother, won't you carry me, carry me, carry me back home. Oh, yeah. Mother, take me home. Oh, yeah. Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Shakti Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Ma, Jai Shakti Ma. Wait in the water, wait in the water, children, wait in the water. Ma's gonna bless this water. Say, Mother, inside me, ocean deep, flowing inside me. Mother, won't you take me? Mother, won't you guide me? Ocean deep, flowing inside me. Mother, won't you carry me? Mother, won't you guide me? Ocean deep, flowing inside me. Mother, ocean, mother, ocean deep, mother, won't you guide me? Ocean deep, mother, won't you guide me? Ocean deep, flowing inside me. Ocean deep, flowing inside me. Ocean deep, flowing inside me. Feeling that divine ocean flowing deep inside of each one of our souls, and saving that song for the next Saturday Night Alive. And the next album, actually.
What a perfect way to conclude a really one of our most powerful episodes, maybe the most powerful one. Johanna, you're so beautiful, and thank you so much for your gifts. And just a reminder, everybody, go to Johanna Sings. She spells it Johana, johannasings.com/5 days, and participate in this incredible offering that she's providing. And remember, let them know that, when you sign up, that you're a Saturday Night Alive person. The free gift that she's offering is really generous. Thank you, Johanna.
And actually, if you guys sign up for the mailing list, we're going to send you a free track as well. So just pop over there and do that, and we'll send you one of the songs I sang tonight.
Johanna, God bless you. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
we
bless
will
you.
see you very, very soon. Definitely.
Yeah, in person, I hope.
I know. Looking forward to that. We missed you this last week, but we'll do it again. We'll connect.
All right.
And we are someday going to have retreats. Johanna was going to be like our star performer at the retreats. And unfortunately, there was this little Delta variant that got in the way of our retreat plans for this year. But hopefully soon.
Next year.
Tonight, here is Deborah.
Yes, and I just want to thank everyone again. Such a beautiful show. Every show is unique. Every show is incredible. And this one, definitely. Thank you so much, Meg. You're still on with us, for your beautiful wisdom, and all the presenters. And thank you for all the love that you've given to Kitty. Please continue to give that to her. She will take that and multiply that 10,000 times back to the world. And thank you so much for the twin rays. We are in so much gratitude of them being on the planet now, choosing to be here and share their amazing teachers and collaborate with Saturday Night Alive. We deeply appreciate it. And thanks to all of you for joining us and being on this journey of the Global Peace Tribe. And thank you, Scott, my amazing co-host and partner.
Well, thank you. And my gosh, look at all of our friends that are still here. I've gone to gallery view. And so there's Kitty and the Wild Abbot Cherry, who's now Sean Jay's magic partner. Robert Coxon, what beautiful music, my God. Jay Mayer, who came through with the video for us, thank you. Johanna, you beautiful music. Debbie Johnson, she is a wonderful part of our team. And of course, the Twin Rays and Meg Benedict. What a beautiful, beautiful tribe we all are a part of. We'll see all of you hopefully tomorrow morning, 10 o'clock Pacific time.